Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Thousands of Palestinians are streaming toward the fence separating Gaza from Israel for a protest against the decade-long blockade of their territory. UN says assault on Yemen's Hodeidah port could cost 250,000 lives. And the public institutions in the governorate of Dhofar discussed restoration efforts and preparations for Kharif season. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Thousands of Palestinians are streaming toward the fence separating Gaza from Israel for a protest against the decade-long blockade of their territory. In some areas, they burned tires Friday, sending black smoke into the air. Witnesses say that along one stretch of the fence, they heard gunshots. They say Israeli soldiers also fired tear gas volleys. One man with a bullhorn shouted, "America is the biggest evil." Friday's march is part of a series of protests held since late March against the Israeli-Egyptian blockade of the Gaza territory. Demonstrators have also pressed demands for a right of return for Palestinians uprooted in the 1948 war over Israel's creation. The International Committee of the Red Cross said it had pulled 71 international staff out of Yemen because of security incidents and threats, moving them to Djibouti. The aid agency called on all warring sides in Yemen's three-year conflict to provide security guarantees so it can keep running its surgical, water and food assistance programs, which it said had been crippled by the partial evacuation. Meanwhile, the United Nations humanitarian coordinator in the country said in a statement that a long-feared assault on Yemen's port city of Hodeidah by the Arab-led coalition could cost up to 250,000 lives.
Not being held back, but it was stopped and challenged.
Airstrikes likely by Russia on a village in Syria's rebel-held Idlib province killed at least 44 people overnight. Rami Abdurrahman, the director of the Britain-based War Monitor, said warplanes, which are likely Russian, targeted the village of Zardana in northern rural Idlib overnight and caused the highest death toll in a single attack on the region, including 11 women and 6 children. He said the death toll is expected to increase as some of the 60 injured in the strikes were in a critical condition. Rescue workers were still searching under the rubble for survivors. A light plane crashed and burst into flames on a suburban back street of the Australian city of Melbourne today, killing the pilot and bringing down overhead power lines. A police officer said in an email statement that the plane came down on Scarlett Street, Mordialloc, a narrow tree-lined street with single-floor houses about 25 kilometers from the center of Australia's second city. The location of the crash landing was less than a kilometer from a small airfield. The officer added that one person is confirmed deceased inside the aircraft, believed to be the only occupant. There are no reports of any other injuries. Still to come in our news bulletin. A new audio identity for Omani airports, a music play that reflects the Omani heritage with a touch of modernity. Welcome back again. The State Minister and Dhofar Governorate Office organized a seminar to discuss restoration efforts and plans for the affected areas. The seminar was attended by public and military officials in which they proposed a number of solutions and plans to minimize the impacts of Mekunu cyclone. His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Minister of State and Dhofar Governor, listened to the proposals and opinions and stated that the matters will be forwarded to the concerned authorities for further deliberation and action. His Excellency commended on the effort and preparations prior to Mekunu cyclone and stated that the situation would have been much worse made. He also said that the government is working relentlessly to make sure that citizens are back to their homes with minimal damage. His Excellency called for more initiatives from the private sector as part of their corporate social responsibilities. The State Minister assured that the Salalah and the surrounding tourist destinations will be ready to receive visitors during the Kharif season this year. Oman National Transport Company Muwasalat launched the new two-way transportation route between Al Udayba and Bosher on a daily basis every 30 minutes starting from 6 a.m. The new route will connect a number of critical places in Muscat as it will pass by Sultan Grand Mosque, Royal Hospital and a number of colleges and health institutions in Bosher. Services will be available during the weekdays and official holidays. Passengers can buy the tickets on the buses. Oman oil price July 2018 delivery today reached $74.83. According to Dubai Mercantile Exchange, the price of Oman oil today rose $1.26. The average price of Oman oil June 2018 delivery reached $68.13, thus $7.90 per barrel higher than May delivery. In the busy airports of Oman, as travelers come and go, you can stop for a few minutes to listen to the new audio identity for Omani airports, which was launched by Oman Airports Management Company to entertain visitors and add a sense of belonging and connectivity to this land. The new audio identity reflects the unique Omani traditional music through the use of modern music instruments like viola, saxophone, piano, and contrabass. The music identity is originally a traditional Omani music played by the late artist Mohammed bin Sultan Al Qasmi, who sung the song on the occasion of the opening of the first airport in Oman, which was in Beit Al Falaj. Here are the Ramadan times for tomorrow. Fajr prayers will be at 3:52 a.m. and Maghrib prayers will be at 6:58 p.m. inshallah. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning. Over the governorates of South Sharqiya, Dhofar and Wusta, winds will be northwesterly light to moderate, while seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main news once again. Thousands of Palestinians are streaming toward the fence separating Gaza from Israel for a protest against the decade-long blockade of their territory. UN says assault on Yemen's Hodeidah port could cost 250,000 lives. And the public institutions in the governorate of Dhofar discuss restoration efforts and preparations for the Kharif season. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.